morning to you all, and may God bless your weekend, each and every one of you. I want to make a comment regarding the Abike Dabiri incident. I purposely decided to stay away from it. It's not necessarily about the incident itself, but for the fact that I have already mentioned this same thing about our region, emphasizing on the key problem that we have in the southeast, in the eastern region. Let me first show you the video of this our gallant lady Aisha Yusuf. The video she made about the Abike Dabiri's comment or post. Then we'll come back and talk a little bit about it. Just a reminder of something I've already said in the past. So just watch, listen to, I know some of you must have heard the Aisha Yusuf video, but for some of you that have not seen the Aisha Yusuf's response to Abike Dabiri's post against the Igbos, please listen to her a little bit, then we can come back. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. On the case of Abike Dabiri, I just think whenever you think she can't go lower, she actually finds a way to dig in and go extremely lower than anything that you're thinking about. And we have here, Abike Dabiri Erewa shares post calling Igbos monkeys. So in a way that I would say, I'm just trying to, it's so let me put it this way. I'm trying to mind my words. I'm just trying to let it not be that, oh, maybe you have something against her or something. I'm just trying to think about it in the terms that sometimes you probably would repost a message without thinking about it. Maybe you just saw something and you just went on and do it. But when your attention is called to, oh, you come back and redo it, or one thing or the other. Those things can actually happen. But in the case of Abike Dabiri, I don't think that's some of the things that happen, because Abike Dabiri has consistently shown these traits in the way she has tweeted, in the way she had said something, especially when it comes to bias against Igbo people. You will see Abike Dabiri has made such things. We've seen situations whereby she has tweeted about is it one time some criminals or drug pushers from a particular country that, oh, is it 60% of them or 100 or something percent of them are from one southeastern state? In the messaging she has done, in the way she has done it, she has always portrayed this. And the latest one is this. I mean, how is this thing that someone has written funny to you in any way? To the this one is not even you, she's not even reposting. She put laughing emojis on this particular tweet. But before I go on, let me take on People's Gazette, what they say. Abike Dabiri Erewa, chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, on Wednesday amplified a derogatory post that referred to Igbos, Nigerian citizens of Southeast extraction, as monkeys and gorillas. And you can imagine that someone who happens to be elected into a position paid by taxpayers' money would do such a thing. Beyond that also is to imagine that someone who is human, who is supposed to have their faculties of thinking, would actually do something like this, to the extent where fellow human beings like you from the same country are being, with the same color and everything, are being referred to as monkeys and gorillas. And that was okay for you to put your laughing emojis on top and quote.
All right, you had her. Isn't that simple? Now, my point, the reason I'm doing this short video is not because I'm interested in discussing Abike Dabiri's position or post against the Igbos. As a matter of fact, any matured or anybody in this country that is above 10 years already know the level of hate against the Easterners is not new, neither is it strange. And I would have been surprised from the informations I have regarding the Easterns, the average Igbos, the people of the East. And by the grace of God, before the end of the year, the book will be out on the people of the East. Then you will understand that the hatred is only natural. It's not nobody should be blamed about it. But the point I want to stress in this particular incident is all through the period. That's why I waited. I waited this much before reacting to that video. And I wanted to wait in order to prove my point. All through the period of that trend, no single Igbo leader reacted or responded to that. All the reactions that trend that post, if you check correctly, both on social media platforms, the news outlets, you will discover they are the young people. Majority of the news outlets, people that spoke up against it, they're not even Igbos. It was generally, unanimously condemned. But the question is, that was an act or post or comments against an entire race. This particular race has leaders, both traditional, political, and religious. They have leaders in all the spheres and institutions. Which of the leaders rose in those periods against this behavior of Abike Dabiri? You see the difference between the Easterns, the North, and the West. If it were to be a Northern that this post was made against, or the Northerns, this post was made against the Northerns, you will see reactions. You will see it in the floor of the Senate. You will see it in the Green Chambers. You will see it in the states. You will see it from the traditional rulers. You will see reactions, aggressive reactions, as a matter of fact. That is if there is no protest that would have led to even bloodshed. They will go at the length of even killing, destroying things over that singular comment, except if right measures were taken and taken urgently, immediately. If you do it against the West, you will see similar reaction. They will speak up. Not just the boys and the girls on the street. The people they looked up to will react. They will stand in. They will step in. Is it not what I said about the IPOB Nnamdi Kanu thing? I said before in my post that the greatest problem of the average Igbo man, or rather, the greatest problem of our Eastern region currently is bad leadership. As a matter of fact, let me rephrase that this particular crop of leaders in the Southeast, and I'm talking about leadership across all spheres, talking about religious, traditional, and political. These are the worst set of individuals in those positions over time. The history of those positions in our region have never recorded the worst set of people occupying those positions. This generation of leaders, this current generation of leaders, talking about probably 10 years ago till now, they are the worst in the entire history of the Eastern. And I'm telling you, they are likely going to be the worst ever. We may never have as bad as this set. These are the worst parents and the worst leaders. These are leaders selected without regard to integrity and past record. These are greedy and selfish and wicked individuals. In the sphere of the center, they are power. You can consider them of having the highest rank in the field of cowardice. Because sometimes when you refuse to speak in the face of injustice, it could be that you lack wisdom to utter, or you lack the courage to even open your mouth. This set of people are the reason the Southeast became this dead zone that it later turned into. I was born to meet Biafra agitation. Biafra agitation seniored me. We've never had it this bad, because there were leaders who managed it. Leadership manages crisis. Leaders manages crisis. They manage complaints. They manage crisis. They manage reactions. They manage actions. This set of leadership we have had over the few years now till now never had any idea of managing nothing. They can't manage resources. They can't manage crisis. They can't manage challenges. They manage nothing. Of course, they've never checked all of them, checked their records. Nothing to write them about their records. That is why when issues come up about the region, they will all become deaf. They will become deaf and dumb. Of course, the most terrible danger of giving responsibility to a man that lacks integrity is because when it is time to speak or act, because of one record or the other, they will become mute. That is self-defense of a man without integrity. A man with questionable character can never stand up in the face of injustice because of his own record, because of his own past. That is what the East are suffering. You can see, it was people from other regions that were responding to Abike Dabiri. You have governors, you have senators, you have rep members, there is no single state assembly in the entire Eastern region that raised a motion on the floor of the House regarding that post, whereas every single one of them saw that post. Every single one of them were monitoring it. They read other people's comments, but none could boldly summon the courage to go to the floor of the House to raise a motion, which can be done. It is constitutional. You can do that. But what do you expect when your worst are leading your best? People selected through dubious means. Because gone are the days when even traditional rulers were selected genuinely, transparently and genuinely, justly and fairly. This time, it is even the corrupt political leaders that appoint the traditional rulers. And you can expect, what do you expect? When you ask a criminal to choose a prosecuting officer that will prosecute his case, you know who he will choose. Then you move to the religious body. This is not what we met in the church when we were growing up. We have, at that time, reverend, pastors and priests that really fear God with transparent and enviable character. Not these wolves in sheep clothing we have today. In the face of glaring injustice, you can't hear them speak. People with questionable characters. They don't want their dirty linings to be washed in the public. That's why they didn't want to come public. They don't like attacking issues because it may bring out their own personal record, which they don't want to see. They don't want people to know. You have other regions. whenever any issue concerning their region comes up, they come up together to. It is only us in the eastern region that our party affiliation and political loyalty supersede every other interest. You can't see that in the north, you can't see that in the west. A few years ago, under the wicked Buhari, you saw when the herdsmen became a concern, when they started terrorizing everywhere, and then people understood and realized that these guys have government backing based on antecedent. The Western leadership come together, all the governors of the West, all of us, we are here in this country. They gathered together and decided, no, hence it has come to this point. We won't let it flourish in our own side. They decided to come up with an internal security system to protect their people. The government at the center. Now, mind you, APC, Southwest, we are predominantly APC. I'm sure up to now, they are still predominantly APC. They were part of the government at the center. Yet they went against the government at the center for the sake of their people. You can't hear or see a thing like that in the South. It never. And I can tell you, the reason is because most of the people you see in political leadership in the Southeast were people of questionable character. Ordinarily, they wouldn't smell those positions. So they look at it, because they can't get it by merit. So they now go and negotiate and bargain with their paymasters in the center, in Abuja here. They know, literally, most other prominent zones in this country hate that zone called the Southeast. And I understand, I've said it before, I understand, it's not a problem. They want whatever bad, whatever evil to happen in that region. Many will celebrate it. Many other regions will celebrate it. So these elements from the Southeast will go and negotiate, because by constitution, virtue of constitutional provisions, you can't lead a region from another region. It must be people from that region that will become leaders in that region politically. So these elements from the region will now go and negotiate and give the other people waiver. They will tell whatever it's your opinion, whatever is your plan, your vision or dream, whatever you want to do within the Southeast. If I am the leader, if I am the governor, if I am the senator, if I am this or that, you can count on me. I won't resist you. I won't challenge you. You can have your way. I will even support you. Tell me what to do for you. I will do. They go to Abuja. They come here and pledge loyalty to them as regards to whatever intentions they have against their own people, as a way of, isolating themselves, separating themselves and their family from whatever the region we go through. They just want to be separate from the region. They just want to be safe, even if the entire region will sink, because they can't man up to join the region to suffer whatever is our fate, until when our redemption will come, until when our liberation will come. Because something is certain, you must agree with that, whether you even agree or not. It doesn't change it. Whenever God is interested in any nation, now listen to me, whatever you see happening in the Southeast or against the Southeast is not human made. It's destiny. And with time, you will come to realize it. Whenever God is interested in any people or any nation, check out, naturally, physically, there will be hatred on those people. Whenever the hand or interest of God is upon a particular people, there will be hatred against them from around them. But that will last for a while. It's not forever. It is for a time. Those hatred, those pains, those punishments, those hard ways they have to go through, we prepare them for a time. There is always a time. It's not forever. It can't be forever. That's why I plead with some of our young people that are agitating for freedom. No, it's not going to come by a day. You will see. You people, our young brothers and sisters, come. You will see. You will see. The only problem with these things is when the pressure becomes much, when the pain becomes much, when the suffering becomes too almost unbearable, what happens is it makes some of the people to become apprehensive. And then some of them will begin to lose hope. They never know if at all it's gonna end. So they will start looking for alternative means to solve it. One of the ways they try to solve it is to go and make friends with the paymaster and betray the rest of the other ones, in order to become safe, at least for themselves and their family. And another thing they do is sometimes they go against God. And now when it is God who is behind you, preparing you for greatness, and because you couldn't bear the pain of the moment, you go and turn against God, it prolongs your stay in that suffering. It prolongs your stay in the wilderness. It prolongs your stay before redemption. It increases your pain that you have to go through. And that is what the enemy is trying to achieve in that region, by putting in the heart of the young people in the region to turn against God, to blaspheme against God, to rebel against God. That way, the devil can succeed in prolonging our stay the way we are in this pain. But these people that you people call leaders, they are not interested. None of them. None of them. That is what caused the IPOB issue, now the kind of issue that we are seeing today. The shootings and the killings you are seeing today is caused by leadership failure in the region. Because all the things, when Nnamdi started his own IPOB thing, like I said, issue of agitation started even before I was born. I was a little primary school boy when I heard of even Masob, all those stories of agitation. We watched them as kids. Why this one happened the way it happened was because of lack of leadership. Because the things Nnamdi Kanu were pointing at, the things he was pointing at, highlighting that was happening against the region, those things were real, they were practical, they were evidential. But no single leader could take up those things and present it and go for it, because they are not there for those things. And when there is no leadership, there is bound to be crisis. It's inevitable. Look at them. Characters that you can't even want your child to emulate. They are the leaders. Running their mouth. You will see the other one that is running his mouth because now he's safe. He's with the federal government after being a governor. Every time you see him talk, you see pride, you see arrogance. And then you will see emptiness. Pride, arrogance, which will amount to emptiness. Internally empty. You see him telling you, anybody can come and debate with me. Anybody can tell, I was this, I was that. You are nothing. You are nothing. Nobody knows you until political position brought you up. You are nothing. But every time you open your mouth, he opens his mouth, his pride, his arrogance, his boasting. This man has never been useful to that region all his life. If you did a work for your state when you were a governor, it is the state money you used. It's not your money. You have never been useful to the region as a region on the personal consequence. Never. You tell us how you engineer this, you engineer that. Who cares? You finish. We had one before, even though he could be one of us or not from the south side. He did all his own tenor, constructed everything, even constructed railway up to other country, Niger. And today he's sitting down somewhere. Never did one for his own people. So this one now is not new. We are not. One thing about that region, we don't depend on government. No. That is why you see the region the way it is, because you have betrayal, rebels in the position of leadership. And there are limited things you can do without those positions, as long as there is law, there is still law in the country. No matter how the law is being implemented, no matter how it is, provided there is still law, then there are limited things you can do as an individual, because those things have been designed for some positions to take care of them, and you are allowed to bring people in those positions to be able to attend to those things. But because those ones are not doing it, so you are bound to suffer. The region is bound to suffer. Is it not a few months ago I made a video? when this NAFDAC woman went to our own head bridge, messed up with our traders, accused them of whatever she wishes to accuse them. Did you see even the state governor standing? It was a young man, a very dark man, that went to Onitsha to speak for the market and expose some of the things going on in the market. Whereas there are leaders, there are leaders, there are elected leaders, there are traditional rulers, there are heavyweight preachers in the entire region. Nobody could take it up to question, what is this woman? What is going on in this place? Whatever they accuse the young men and young women of the South, it stands that way. No single person rises up to shake and ask questions. Nobody. Let me tell you something. All of you daughters and sons of the devil, occupying strategic positions that reasonable people would have occupied and helped the region. You went and occupied it, pretending to be serving the people, whereas you're only serving the enemies of the people. I tell you, as God liveth, is he that God that have preserved that region and helped them survive all the hatred up to today? The same God that will help them to go to their next future, that same God will punish each and every one of you when the time comes. One thing I love about God is whenever there is tyranny against his own people, whenever there is wickedness in the leadership of his own people, and their cry reaches him and he considers going to save them, first thing he does, he changes the king, he changes the leadership, then he punishes the wicked leadership, then he blesses the people. God will repeat that trend in that region. But until then, whoever that wishes to abuse the region should continue. Surely there is an end. It can never be forever. There is an end. I am optimistic and I am sure about it. And I'm pleading with every young man and every young woman, don't break the law. Don't do anything that will cause you to die before that time. Because I am telling you the time is near. And if you stay alive, you will see it. You see, the purpose and the plan of God for that region will happen right before your very eye. Just stay alive. Follow the law. Go about your businesses and watch God. I promise you.